there, everybody. This is a short video kind of outlining some tools that you can use in Microsoft Word to create more user-friendly newsletters and session notes for our families when they attend one of our variety of groups that we hold. So as you can see here, this is one of the basic ways that I communicate with our families. As you can tell, I use a couple tools that are pretty basic. Everybody knows how to use them. But short, concise paragraphs, bolded headings, lots of bullet points and sub-bullet points. Again, long paragraphs can be very overwhelming for individuals to read. And just like our students, we want to chunk the information. As you can tell right here, this one has a hyperlink, which we'll come back to in a minute. But as you scroll through it, we've even inserted a chart with some color coding in it as well. Let me pull up another one of the newsletters that I have sent. And again, you'll see that it follows a very similar format of short paragraphs, lots of bulleted points, and color coding. Again, it's to make it visually appealing, to grab the parents' attention, to make them want to sit down and read it, and to help them with their visual memory as far as remembering the tricks and techniques that we're sharing with them in our newsletters. The first thing I want to show you is how to insert a hyperlink. So let's go back to this one right here. And let's look at this. So in here it says here right here. So if we read the whole sentence, the next concept that we discussed was frog brain. Frog brain is our child-friendly version of the psychological concept of reptilian brain. See further information, and then it says here in blue. What that is that's considered a hyperlink. So if the parent were to click control on the here, it's going to pull up the website on a different browser for them. It's a really neat way to insert some additional information for them without having to have a gajillion long strand of numbers and letters for them. So in order to insert a hyperlink, you're going to go to your preferred website. You're going to go to the address bar, right click, and copy the navigational address. You're going to go back to your document. And when you're in Microsoft Word, if you look for the menu insert, at the very top, it's going to say hyperlink. And you're going to have kind of a couple options here. Most of the times, what you're going to do is insert this top choice right here, existing file or web page. You're going to come back down here to the address bar, right click, and paste that navigational directions right there. And if you come all the way to the top, you're going to see where it says text to display. Now we don't want it to display http:// all of that. We want it to display the word here, or oftentimes I use here, or further information. Any of those would be fine. Once you've done that, go ahead and click OK. And as you can see right here, we've inserted that into our document. Now, once it's inserted, you can use all of your regular good old-fashioned Word tools to make it bigger, to change the font if you want. You can change the color. All of those things. You can center it, you can right shift it, any of those kinds of things right there. So this is one of my favorite tools to use, is to embed some external content in our newsletters through the use of hyperlink. One of the other tools that I use a lot is just simple color coding with our families. We talk about expected and unexpected a lot of times when we're sending out communication to our families, especially our families that have been in the Discover Me group. And so I try to make it a point to always color code expected and unexpected, just the words, when we are discussing them in writing. I want our parents to get used to thinking of expected being the positive behaviors we're looking for, and unexpected being the uncomfortable or the behaviors that are not necessarily in context for that activity. So through use of color coding, it helps them kind of trigger that visual memory for them. Again, it's very simple. I just select the text in Microsoft Word as such. I would go to the regular old home menu here, and I could change the color to essentially anything that I wanted to. I stick pretty much with the standard green and yellow on a pretty regular basis for that. One of the last few tools that I use often is inserting little charts into our newsletters. So let's see if we can pull one up where I did that. Right here. So I wanted just to share with the families, this was our first newsletter from our zones group. And I inserted this little chart here, just talking about the different types of zones of regulation for them. Again, it's a visual eye catcher. It draws their eyes to it, but it's also something that if they needed to print out and put somewhere to reference, they could. So again, if you wanted to insert a chart into your text, it's pretty simple. You may already know how to do it. So let's say we wanted to insert a chart right here after this bullet point. We could go to Insert, Table, select the width and height of your chart, and you can type anything into your chart here. And of course, you have the same power as you do with any other kind of word or text in Microsoft Word, is you can change the color, you can highlight it, you can make it bigger, smaller, you can do a variety of things here to make it stand out or make it more visually appealing. So those are just a couple of the tools I wanted to share with you today in relation to making our parent communication a little more visually impactful and user-friendly.